Alright, you guys are about to get a lesson in the proper termination of the D leg of a DM cable. That's the shielded Cat 6 that carries our video signal. We have been doing these a little rough out in the field, so this is just a refresher to remind you the proper way to do it. Begin by stripping off roughly 2 inches of the outer jacket. Do this however you're comfortable, taking care not to tear the inner braid. Cut off the zip cord and peel back the braid and twist it into a single wire. Then carefully, trying not to tear it, fold back the foil. And on the inner white jacket, we want to leave between 1/8 and 1/4 inch, no more. Again, taking great care not to nick the inner cables. Once you've done that, cut out the center core. Tear it out is actually easiest. And then fold your foil back up around that inner white jacket. The silver side of the foil is the conductive side, not the blue. So you want the silver side showing and trimmed off even with the white jacket you left behind. So again, between 1/4 and 1/8 inch, no more than that. Once you've done that, wrap your braid securely around that exposed foil. So you're left with, on this one, about 1/4 inch, and it is wrapped securely. If you go too far, the strain relief won't work right. Untwist your pairs, straighten them out as best you can. Like so. And for the purposes of this video, we'll be terminating T568B, which is the standard we use. Ignore the A. So we're going to start with the browns and the greens. I find it much easier to insert these in the connector if you cut them at a little bit of an angle, like so. Insert them into the connector according to the chart, and when you do, push it up. What we're shooting for here is the blue entirely in this section of the connector. That's the strain relief. As a matter of fact, once you get this far, you can go ahead and clamp the strain relief in place. It'll hold everything for you while you finish. So on the other side of the strain relief, we should see just a tiny bit of blue and then your braid. Because on this half of the connector, there's a small spring clip. The spring clip should contact that exposed shield when it's assembled properly. So we have our first 4, our brown and our green pairs. Now we're going to lay in our orange and our blue, again according to the T568B standard, keeping the twist as close up to the connector body as possible. We can't have too much. And then trim those off flush. So at this stage, we have our strain relief. We can just see a tiny bit of the blue jacket on the other side of the strain relief. So we're biting 100% jacket, no shield. The shield is just north of that, where it will fall perfectly under the spring clip when we assemble it. Double check all your colors, make sure they're lined up properly. You can see them through these little view windows here for the top row, and then the bottom row is obviously exposed. Assemble your connector, and I'd recommend against using your dikes or your strippers to do this, I would use a set of flat jaw pliers, and you want to squeeze the entire connector evenly until it clicks. You should have both locks positively locked. There should be no gaps in the connector body, and there should be no stray shield or foil hanging out of where the jacket enters the connector body. And at that point, you can tear off the guide if you'd like, and you've got a completed D connector the proper way. Again, the things to look for are the tiny bit of blue showing that you've got 100% strain relief, and that your shield internally falls underneath those spring clips. And that's it. If you follow those instructions, you should be good. These connectors are reusable. If you screw it up, you can take it apart and do it over. However, I would not recommend trying to use the connector more than 3 times. If you've gone that many times and still haven't gotten it right, scrap it and start with a new connector. And that's pretty much it. Good luck.